Next, a tour of the Japanese-American National Museum in Los Angeles' Little Tokyo. Our tour guide is docent Bill Shishima, who was born in Little Tokyo in 1930 and spent 3 years at Hart Mountain Relocation Center during World War II. Located near downtown Los Angeles, Little Tokyo is one of 3 remaining in California, where as many as 40 Japan towns thrived prior to World War II.
This is an actual remnants of World War II. This is 1/3 of the original barrack that was in Hart Mountain, Wyoming. That was the camp I was incarcerated in. So we'll go on the inside and see the structure. During World War II, we had 10 camps in 7 western states. They were all similar, but not the same. The smallest camp was about 7,000, the largest camp around 19,000. I was incarcerated in Hart Mountain, Wyoming, about 60 miles from the east gate of Yellowstone National Park. I was 11, came out at 14 years old. So basically 3 years and 3 months. I'll show you some illustration. This is by Estelle Peck. She was married to a Japanese person, so she came into the camp. She wrote the book Lone Hart Mountain, and this is some illustration of it. Here is a hot pot belly stove. We had coal fed into it. In California, they fed oil into it. In Arkansas, they used wood as a fuel. So those are some of the differences of the camps. By the way, we use all military terminology, so we lived in barracks. And then we ate at the mess hall. So we were fed 3 meals a day. This is what really broke up our family unity. As a family, we sometimes ate breakfast together, but by lunchtime and dinner time, forget it. We were regulated by the dinner gong. Anytime we heard the dinner gong, we ran to the mess hall, lined up, ate, then went out to play or went to school. So we didn't have a chance to discuss family matters over the dinner table because we didn't eat together. Here is a pile of coal. That was one of my jobs, as make sure we had enough coal to keep us warm throughout the evening. But as you notice, anytime we had any wind, we always had a dust storm because the camp was on raw dirt. They got the bulldozer, scraped away the sagebrush and tumbleweeds and plopped on the barracks, and that's where we lived. So anytime we had any wind, we always had a dust storm. There was a partition here, so this used to be the smallest room, 18 feet by 20 feet for a family of 2 or 3. This was the largest room. This is where my family was incarcerated, my 2 parents, my 2 brothers, my 2 sisters, myself. So there were 7 of us, about the size of a 2-car garage, 20 feet by 24 feet. And we only had 1 light bulb. We had 1 pot-belly stove to keep us warm, but no water. What do we need water for? Well, to bathe, to cleanse ourselves, to cook, to drink, but we had no water here, so we had to go to the public laundry room or the public latrines or go to the mess hall to get a drink of water or go to the latrines to do our business. So initially, there was another unit beyond here for a family of 4 or 5, and then it duplicated. So a total of 6 units and or 6 families, about 25 people lived in 1 barrack, which was 20 feet wide and 120 foot long. Initially, we didn't have any insulation, so very cold. We happened to get one of the coldest winter in Wyoming history, minus 28 degrees. So we suffered the first winter, but by the second winter, we had insulation called Celotex. The Celotex is a small piece up there, left up there, about a 1/2 inch thick insulation that we had throughout. And most camps did not have a ceiling, but we did have a ceiling, so it cut down on heat as well as sound. So some people said, gee, us kids were fortunate that our parents wouldn't dare raise their voice because it'd be heard throughout the 120 foot of the barracks.